Hello, my friends. We have big, bold, brilliant, exciting, successful Angie Stone support. Now, I want to share about listening to a song. This week, Bruno Mars and Mark Ronson and their song Uptown Funk. That's one of the best songs if you want to have a party, a birthday, for Coachella, whatever it is. Maybe you've been through a lot. Hey, who hasn't? We want to share that Uptown Funk is one of the songs with over 5.5 billion YouTube views so far. Listen, let's say that again. 5.5 billion YouTube views. Now, the origins of Bruno Mars and Mark Ronson come from a girl group that was the first in rap. Now, what's so exciting about that is in this package is something incredible from sadly one of the most tragic stories in the history of music. Now, the Fighting Temptations stars Beyonce. I was just watching the Grammys, and Beyonce was one of the big award winners. Now, she stars in the movie with the late Angie Stone. And in this package is one of the rarest, most special things that have come in. Now, when Angie Stone is traveling, this is so historic. Rosa Parks is so famous from being the person that went on buses and supported equal civil rights for so many. Now, in her place where she is so historic with her museum, and it's a place I went to visit, and going there, it just sort of told me how equal rights and diversity is so important. And whether you love it or not, and in this country and the world, there's all different things going on, but the idea of what Rosa Parks did is so historic. Now, when I went to visit Montgomery, Alabama, I did a talk for my best-selling book, Beating Bipolar, by Blake LeVine. And when I went to Montgomery, I thought about Rosa Parks. I had written to her when I was a little boy. I'd write to historic people like Mother Teresa and people like Rosa Parks. She'd actually write back and send her autograph. And years later, I'd be there as a grown adult, listen, doing a best-selling book and a talk for tons and tons of people at one of the largest conferences in Montgomery. Now, just recently, Angie Stone, whose autograph is sadly in here, died at 63. That's so sad. Died at 63. Listen, some of the huge things. She's from the first women's rap group in the history. As you met her Rap Therapy, which Blake LeVine is, she invented as the first female rap group some of the most historic songs. Now, that song by Uptown Funk with 5.5 billion, let's say it again, 5.5 billion views. It's one of the most viewed videos so far in the history of the world. It's amazing that that comes from Angie Stone and her girl group. Now, she went on to do the Fighting Temptations because she's so famous. She even had Dr. Dre do a historic, huge hit song based on her rap group. And because of that, it's so iconic that she has had an incredible career with the Fighting Temptations film. She was in the best-selling Broadway show on the top of all time called Chicago. She played one of the lead roles. It was later in the Superstar movie that Queen Latifah played the part in the film. She's been on tours all over the world. I saw pictures recently with Smokey Robinson and Lionel Richie and Michael Jackson and many, many more. She's one of the most impactful artists in the history of music, and she was going from Montgomery, Alabama. Listen how sad this is. It's hard to even say it, but from Montgomery, Alabama, the home of Rosa Parks and her bus museum and her historic civil rights, which is a great place. And then she was going to Atlanta, which, you know, if you say Montgomery, Alabama and Atlanta, oh my God, they're two of the best cities. You know, Coca-Cola is the historic Atlanta headquarters, but not only that, urban music. It's known for Atlanta being one of the best in the whole world. People like Usher and Michael Jackson and so many more, Little John, and so many stars have built the city of Atlanta. So she was going sadly from Montgomery, Alabama to Atlanta, places she's been many times. And late at night she was going, and man, it's hard to say this, she died at 63. She had a terrible crash. So in honor of her, and this is a lot going on, there was just a Grammy weekend recently, and we just had the Oscars. I'm here in California. It's actually a beautiful day. It's a little brisk. I was celebrating and thinking about Uptown Funk. Now, I want to do that and open this up, and I'm going to do that and then get to Uptown Funk and just honor. And, you know, think about, like, what it would be like to remember Angie Stone forever, and to think about in this package was one of her only rare autographs. Look at this special stamps. Now, I had bought it, and I wanted to share it with my community here. We have over 7 million views, and you know, being in Montgomery, Alabama, and seeing what a historic place it is, and so many schools have went there, and people learning about education and celebrities, music stars from Michael Jackson to Frank Sinatra to so many people in the history of music and entertainment, Bob Dylan, and I just have to say, John Lennon. So many were parts of Montgomery, Alabama, and to lose their top African-American star, Angie Stone, it's so sad. But let's get to something exciting. This is a rare Relic. Now, inside this envelope, which we shared, just came in. Let's get excited. We do a countdown. We do Uptown Funk. Up, Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Funk you up. Hey, man, you gotta listen to Bruno Mars. Let's see if we can get it to 6 billion. In fact, I said one day there'll be 10 billion views to the song that Angie Stone and her group started with. So let's get ready. In 3, and the drum roll, please, honoring the late Angie. So we pray for you up in heaven. We look at Mother Teresa. We do the cross for all the Christians and even all the religions that she supported. Angie Stone supported so many Muslims, so many Christians and Jews, and even people that were listening to music. All right, here it is. In 3, 2, 1, drum roll, please. Dum, 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 dum. Let's honor Angie Stone and say a prayer. Oh my goodness, there she is. Look at that. That is Angie Stone and her hand-signed autograph. Let's see if you can see the signature there. Holy moly. Now, I'm deciding if I should take it out a little bit, but it's sort of hard because I think about her. And, part of me wants to play music and celebrate, but losing her, the greatest female star from the first rap star that was female in her song inspiring. There's so many countless songs. Even the Fugees have done stuff. We just lost Roberta Flack, which is sad. And that's the hard part. Thinking about, in the history of music, Angie Stone dying in a car crash from Montgomery, Alabama. It's going to be one of the things. And this thing here, I don't know. I partially want to open it, but I'm going to do that here. Let's do that gently. But let's just honor Angie Stone. Before that, think about Uptown Funk. Uptown Funk up. Angie Uptown Funk up. Angie Stone, we remember you. Let's do it honor her. Uptown Funk up. Angie Stone, remember it. Uptown, funk up. Now, people might say it's funked up instead of cursing. Saying it's funked up is a nice thing instead of cursing that we lost her. But, collecting stuff and remembering her. Look at her beauty. She just really had such a good energy. And I thought about her in the show Chicago. I was looking at pictures doing Broadway and thinking about all the memories she had in music and doing theaters and concert venues all over the world. The amount of places she went to and things she saw. So, some people pass so young. My brother died. I have a best-selling book on Amazon, Depression, Bipolar, and Heroin. And when he died, just channeling what was going on and writing a book, it really sort of inspired me to keep going. So I hope whoever loves her, Angie Stone's friends and family, all the musicians that have grown up with her and watched her blossom from a superstar, let's just honor her and remember. And then look at this. I'm going to try to keep it in perfect condition. We'll take this off. Look at that. Oh my goodness. How nice is that? It's so exciting. Angie Stone. Look how beautiful. And I'm going to say a little prayer. Let's send some energy up to Mother Teresa. Let's send up to all the music stars that probably remember her. Oh man, I was thinking about Sam Cooke, Jackie Wilson, Billie Holiday. These people are up in heaven now with Angie Stone. The music they can make, even if they've forgiven Michael Jackson for problems, and even Billie Holiday and Sam Cooke. I remember meeting Dizzy Gillespie and Les Paul. I can see Angie Stone accepting Les Paul and loving Dizzy Gillespie and Ella Fitzgerald, who I met, and Billie Holiday, like we said, and Sam Cooke, and Marvin Gaye. My mom loves Marvin Gaye. Ooh. So we are praying for her. I'm going to put my hat on because I'm sort of sad, but thinking, this is one of the cool things to look at this, to look at that one more time, and to remember the late Angie Stone, and to say, enjoy your life. And think about what she achieved in 63 years. Man, she did so much. It's funny, I was messing with my hair today, and I was thinking about how back in the day, these combs that were cheap were so okay, and I sort of do it, and I'm sort of keeping my hair. But what's fun? I can do this. You buy one cheap, you can get it online on Amazon or wherever. You can sing a song, which, look at this tip here. I actually learned that it helps cool my head when I'm working out. So I'm going to say that. Uptown Funk ya. Let's do it again. Ready? Uptown Funk ya. Angie Stone, we remember. Uptown Funk ya. Angie Stone, remember. Let's say a little prayer and remember the late Angie Stone. Man, it's so hard in inventing rap therapy. I'm going to miss her greatly, but this collectible is so nice, and sharing collectibles for so long of even Michael Jackson and Ella Fitzgerald and Dizzy Gillespie and Marvin Gaye, seeing things with him, my mom playing his music. I remember her. I asked us to keep going. I actually got this in the mail. I'll just show you. I'm doing a work for school. I started an accelerator. My startup is bipolaronline.com. And I was looking at this mail. Look at this. lucky strike. Now, I don't smoke, but I did as a kid. I think about how many African-American people in the clubs and bars have smoked since the 40s and 50s, and even recently. I was looking at this and thinking about how, back in the day, Angie Stone would be parts of the fun and the excitement, from Motown to music to making magic and memories. And even if you don't smoke, I look at the beauty of this, and I celebrate all people, even the 100% sober, not smoking at all or drinking. Have your life. Remember the good times. Even as a youth, I remember going to so many shows and dancing and drinking. If you're 21 and you go to Vegas, have a drink, I celebrate you. And if you're sober and supportive, stay a superstar. And let's do it one time. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Woo-hoo. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Woo-hoo. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Hey, let's say one more prayer for Angie Stone. Last Mother Teresa I used to write to all the time and say to her, in honor of Ella Fitzgerald, Marvin Gaye, Billie Holiday, Sam Cooke, Michael Jackson, and many of those we lost. John Lennon. Let's keep living, loving, and saying goodbye to Lady Angie Stone. Mwah! We wish her well, and we thank you for liking and subscribing, and checking out the things below to buy if you support this and the content to keep it going, growing, and knowing. We do miss Angie Stone, but she's a success star, and though it's sad, we say keep supporting Montgomery, Alabama, Atlanta, and the world of music for all people.